Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to today's Business Spotlight. I'm your host, Todd Rodden. I'm a certified business and executive coach. I own Aspire Action Coach, based here in the Dayton and Cincinnati, Ohio areas. And today, I think you're going to be really intrigued by this lessons learned from Jeff Kelchner. Jeff is the owner of Clearcreek Design Build, a custom home builder here in Southwest Ohio. Just really, I'd say artisans in what they do. When you get the opportunity to check out their website here later, you'll just see some fabulous pieces of artwork, great custom homes built in the area. But more importantly than that, he's going to share his story coming from history and construction and really launching his business a few years ago. So again, if you're new to the spotlight, we're thrilled to have you join us. We encourage you to hit the subscribe button so you can receive future messages as well. But without further ado, Jeff Kelchner, owner of Clearcreek. Take a minute, introduce yourself, tell us a little bit more about the services that you guys provide, and how did you get started as a custom home builder?
Yeah, well, I appreciate you having me, Todd. My name is Jeff Kelchner. I own Clearcreek Design Build. We're a small family-run custom home building business out of Springboro, and we actually really run. There's three main divisions to our business. First and foremost, we're a custom home builder, but we are also a custom woodworker, as well as a design firm. So we do quite a bit of interior design, a little bit of architectural design. But we primarily focused on high-end luxury homes in and around South Dayton and Cincinnati. And as far as how I got started, try to give you the short version of what's a very long story. But my first love was wood. In high school, I had a couple of really good shop teachers who let me take advantage of Centerville High School's awesome wood shop, and I'd stay in there late at night. So that was where I would say the fire was lit. And then I ended up getting back to home building kind of the long way. I spent about 15 years in the family excavating business, and kind of got back to a point where I just still had that itch to start a business. And I've always, I've never forgotten about my love of woodwork, which my wife and I had done a lot of on a hobby basis for many years out of our garage. And so 2015-16 timeframe, after, probably 2 or 3 years of, back and forth, what we wanted to do long-term, we decided to take the leap. And we started our business. Clearcreek Custom Builders was our first name when we got started off. But in 2016, we started off the business by building a small spec home in Bellbrook. And we basically built specs until we made a name and got our first pre-sold. We threw homes in Homerama, and things just kind of took off from there. So, we went from one or two houses a year and smaller remodels to now where our goal is to build maybe 4 to 6, high-end custom homes ranging anywhere from 4,000 square feet to 20,000 square feet. And, we range within about an hour radius of Springboro.
So I love that story, especially that ties back to that passion. I know we talked offline. I mean, you were a civil engineer by training, have an engineering degree,
Yep.
worked in the family excavation business, but always had that passion for woodworking and building things. And so, plus that entrepreneurial spirit, you couldn't but help yourself, but jump
Yeah.
into the home building business plus the woodworking combined as well, right? So you talked a little bit about the type of homes. Who are your ideal customers, and what do you wish more people knew about the business?
It's hard to pinpoint any ideal customer. I guess probably the simplest way I could state it is, for us, we don't really care how big the house is. We just want, we really gravitate towards the designs where we have a client who puts a high priority on quality and detail. That's our specialty, and that's what we do best. So really, any client who is uncompromising when it comes to, material selection and quality and design, that's who we want to work for. you know, Kind of having sort of the mix of woodworkers and design and builders kind of all within, under one roof. I feel like that's probably one of the biggest things that's different from us than other builders, is that we truly do love the design end of this just as much as we love the build. So we're constantly looking for new ideas, creative ways to make these homes so unique and functional for the home, for that homeowner, and really have turned out some one of a kind projects as a result of that love of design and quality.
So kind of building upon that, what do you wish more people knew, either about the types of homes
I
or your
wish
services?
I wish more people knew just how much how much heart we really do put into the design and the thought of these builds, and how much we offer under one house. We are one of very few builders that does this much work in-house. We have about 20 employees. A lot of people are really surprised to hear that, because a lot of general contractors in residential are, one or two. And, I come from a background where we had a lot of employees, and I was used to that atmosphere. And I love it because we can control schedule, we can control quality, we can control, who's coming in and out of their houses, and giving these guys opportunity, to grow their careers within us is another big component of that. But the fact that we do so much in-house, we really, really take these homes personally and take them to heart, when it comes to the quality.
Okay, thank you. So you shared starting up roughly in 2016 with kind of that first initial spec home, the first few homes, but then you
Yep.
scaled up and grown there to, like I said, 20 employees on staff already.
Yep.
So what have been those keys to growth, and what marketing strategies in particular have played out for you?
Well, it was a slow start for us. I mean, it took us a couple of years to get the confidence, for, a luxury home owner, or, person looking to build, to have the confidence in our business. So we had to take some risk. It started off with 3 or 4 spec homes and really getting our product, out there for folks, and doing a good job of course, getting them on social media and the website, but getting into Homerama through Dayton HBA made a big difference for us early on, because that got thousands of people inside our homes, in that third or fourth year we were in business, and that really helped us take off.
And is that something you've continued to do and build upon then in the years since that?
Absolutely. Yeah. We don't get into Homerama every year, but we've now been in 4 of them, 3 in person and 1 virtually during COVID. But yes, every year we do it. The response is awesome from the public, and it's fun to watch people come and check our stuff out and ask for the thought behind our designs and how we're doing certain things, and it really gets people talking, and has been a very effective marketing tool for us.
And any other marketing strategies that you guys have developed over the years to continue to get the message? I mean, I think a lot of folks, when you think of home building, well, hey, I'm going to build that for them once and then I'm done, right, for a while, right?
I will say one thing that has helped us, of course, we market through social media. LinkedIn and Instagram and our website have been critical in building our brand and getting our product out. But being that we're also a developer, and we have got some fantastic lots, which are a rarity right now. Anybody you ask who's either in our industry or looking to build or buy, for that matter, knows how hard it is to find good land and great lots, especially for custom. And that is one thing that we have, and has definitely brought a lot of traffic our way.
Okay. Those kind of key, kind of strategic partnerships, obviously with the developer, are key. So
yeah.
So I'm curious.
Absolutely.
So you're almost 9 years in now. Every entrepreneur's journey has some twists and turns, some hills and valleys. What's been a key challenge as you look back you had to overcome, and what did you learn from that?
that's a hard one to pick. I got a lot to choose
Where to
from.
start, right?
That first sale, I will tell you, as an entrepreneur, understand I kind of came from an operations background, not necessarily a business development or sales. So I'm not a natural salesman, and really learning how to sell and learning how to sell value are was probably one of the first big hurdles that I had to personally overcome. And so much of that comes to confidence in your own abilities and your team's abilities. And the cure for that, quite honestly, was time. It's in practice, I guess. But the team we've got now is just fantastic and gives me the confidence that we can do just about anything that somebody's looking for. And I don't need to practice selling when I know that we can back up everything that we're promising. And I will say that building a strong team has probably been the best thing we could have done to overcoming my shortcomings as a salesman.
So
let our work sell itself, I guess, is another way of saying that.
So, well, that's, you bring that up, and you mentioned before, you do a lot in-house, more than others, right? And you've had a healthy team you built up to 20 employees already. So what
Yeah.
have been the keys to building up that team, right? So many folks, especially in construction related businesses, are so challenged right now finding and keeping that great talent.
Don't ever settle for mediocrity. I mean, the number one complaint that you're going to hear from anybody who's in the trades, contractors, builders, whoever, I don't care, is the lack of people who want to do this anymore, especially in the youth. But the truth is that they're out there, but you can't settle for anything less than excellence when it comes to customer service, when it comes to the quality of your work. And to get to the 20 people we have, I'll be the first to tell you that we've probably had to go through 60, 70 people. And not that people come and go for various reasons, but we have very high expectations. And we also put a lot of time and effort into training our people. And I guess that kind of goes to, I think, a question you're getting ready to ask here here in a few minutes, maybe. But we hire for character first, and then we train for skill. And we have been blessed where we have got a couple of guys who have been in this business for 25, 30 years. It's all they've ever done, and they are phenomenal teachers. So our objective is not necessarily to hire the most experienced guys right out of the gate, but try to find younger men and women who love the craft, who are willing to learn, and who have the work ethic. And that is much easier said than done, but we have, through a lot of persistence, been able to keep 20 hardworking, just great people, and utilize the teachers that we have on staff to really build their skill and just really taking this business to another level.
And maybe take a minute, explain kind of the makeup of your team, the types of skills or expertise that you have.
Yeah. So of the 20, we're roughly kind of a third in our design and administrative staff, and then about another third are out in the field as trim carpenters and remodelers, and we do from time to time get into framing, and then the last third is our woodworking team. So we keep about 6-7 guys in our shop full time.
Okay, so a blend of different types of skills, and some very much kind of more like craftspeople as well.
Exactly,
right?
But the common link between all of them is it's all the high detail finish work, finish carpentry type work that we specialize in-house.
Okay. So we talked about that past challenge, that first overcoming that first sale, and really that sales mindset. Like you said, talking about really selling value and having the confidence to do that. What's a challenge you have in front of you today?
Continuing to keep the team strong and keeping them hungry and keeping them challenged, and developing the talent that we have, and ensuring that we can continue to grow off of this core group that we have, looking at their career paths and looking at the direction of the business and ensuring that we can maintain, this level of quality while growing. It's not my intent to be a massive corporation by any stretch, but we do intend to grow, and that's going to require, more skilled people, more leadership, more numbers people. There's a lot of different skill sets and personality types it takes to make this thing work. And so continuing to find great talent and hire them in, but also really continuing with the development of the people we have.
So obviously a team is paramount for you and instrumental to future growth, but are there other strategies you see you need to put in place to drive that growth, right? I mean, home building, construction, real estate, those are kind of a tight market or a challenge market.
So I guess that's an internal, what I was talking about there was definitely internal challenges. The external challenges are always there. Interest rates are double what they were a few years ago. We're looking at likely higher construction costs going into this year. So people aren't quite as I'll say as quick to sign contracts as they were maybe 2, 3, 4 years ago, right after COVID. And we went through that huge just craze of building and remodeling. And 2021, 2022, and into 2023, things have definitely normalized, and people are definitely not as fast to pull the trigger. So that means from our end, is continually figuring out how to stay competitive in the market in terms of keeping our costs down, but our quality up, and learning how to sell value and continuing to, keep our brand and build our reputation of quality and keeping it on the forefront of the potential buyer's mind, as the market continues to get more competitive.
And then you previously mentioned as well the importance around kind of key relationships with developers and things like that, right? As well, right, to help expand your reach.
Or for that matter, finding that raw ground and developing it yourself, and the challenges of getting it for the right price and financing it, and the cost of development are through the roof. So there's a lot of, which is why you don't see the big acreage developments for custom like you did a few years ago. So that land will continue to be a major challenge for myself and for a lot of builders. We're just fortunate now that we still have great lots left in Springboro, and we do have another development that's coming behind the one we have now. But that empty ground's not going to be there forever, so we're constantly on the lookout.
Yeah, for sure. So, what's your vision longer term? If you think 3, 5 years down the road, where do you see the business?
I see us. I see a lot of our work shifting south from, continuing to maintain a strong presence in South Dayton, but really growing in the Cincinnati market. We just feel that our buyer pool for those folks who are really looking for what we offer exists about, 45 minutes south of where we are now. I've always been able to, keep things within a nice tight radius of Springboro. But the truth is, we just believe that there's a lot of opportunity, and when you just look at the types of homes and the architectural style and these designs, in the Indian Hill area, in and around Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, it just has our name written all over it. And there's some fantastic architects, that some of the best architects in the country, I personally believe, exist right here in Cincinnati, and we love partnering with architects on who offer full construction administration for a multitude of reasons. But really continuing to build and foster those relationships and take on the bigger, more technical, more challenging projects, in and around the heart of Cincinnati.
So as you look back now, you brought wealth of experience in to starting the business now, roughly 9 years in. What
Yeah.
would you say have been your keys to success?
For me personally, faith. I mean, first and foremost, faith in God. I mean, is any business, any entrepreneur is going to go through ups and downs. Custom home building is not for the faint of heart. So, there is just if you're not uncomfortable doing this, there's something wrong. and, and honestly, first and foremost, you got to, you know, for me personally, I found a relationship with God, and I have leaned hard on that relationship for many years, and it has really helped me maintain perspective and understand that growth happens when you're uncomfortable, and it's not fun. It's like going to the gym.
Yeah.
You got to go through some pain and some work and some discomfort in order to get bigger and stronger. It's no different in this business or any business for that matter, for an entrepreneur who is not only starting their own business, but really kind of going against the grain with how they're doing it. I mean, there are not many builders who do what we do, trying to take on the woodwork and the design all under one roof. And we see a need for it. We believe that we're continuing to get better at it with every year. And it just requires a lot of patience because it doesn't happen overnight. And you got to be willing to, take criticism and learn from your mistakes and listen to your customers when they're not happy. And also listen to the feedback for the ones that are, because we have just had some of the most wonderful customers say some of the most, wonderful things about our team and our business over the years. And don't forget that there are people who have been impacted very positively by our business, and sometimes it's hard to see when things aren't always going great.
Well, hey, thank you for sharing not only your faith, but also that,
Sure.
that recognition about needing to be uncomfortable. And, if you're not growing, if you're not uncomfortable in that
Yeah.
space. And I think you're a great example of that with those sticking to your guns around, hey, we're going to do this with in-house talent. It'd be an easy thing and a lot of messaging out there of no, sub everything out. That reduces
That's
your
right.
cost base, right? That lowers your risk. But yeah, it doesn't keep you true to your values and really what you're trying to deliver, right? So
Yeah.
that's great. So hey, are there any books or podcasts that you
Yep.
listen to that are instrumental in kind of sticking with
Yeah,
that?
definitely. I just wrapped up a short, easy, but very impactful book by Bill McCraven. I said his name right, didn't I? Yeah, I'm sorry, Bill McCraven. He was Admiral of the Navy. He was a career Navy SEAL. I'm not a military guy, but I love the way they talk about leadership. So I tend to watch for all of the things that they'll put out on LinkedIn or the internet or through their books. But just a short, simple, very straightforward read about leadership and growth, and just the importance of um, you know accountability is a word that gets used a lot, but really, really looking harder at yourself than anybody else, and understanding that it's our guys who are making it happen out there every day. But every day something goes wrong, that's me. And what do I need to do to adjust? And what do I need to do to grow? And what do I need to do to learn from these mistakes or the things that we do wrong, so that way we can continue to offer a better product to our customer, tomorrow, next week, next job, whenever, but just constantly, working to build up the team around you, and understand that you're not going to make it all happen yourself. And there's just so many of those leadership points in that book that I found that just really struck a chord with me, that I won't soon forget. And I just really like his writing style, because I got that engineering mindset. It's straightforward. It's easy to read. There's not a lot of extra words in it, but it had a lot of impact on how I think about leadership.
One engineer to the other, I can identify with you. You got me motivated to want to check that one out. I haven't had the opportunity on that one. So,
Yeah.
so Jeff Kelchner, as we get close to wrapping up here today, what are the best ways for folks to learn more about Clear Creek Design Build and or to follow you guys in the future?
Online. Follow us on Instagram at Clearcreek Design Build. Follow my personal LinkedIn. Um, I post, well, maybe not as often as I should, but every week or so we've got our work on there, or, something cool that we're doing. We just recently redid our website, which is buildclearcreek.com, and we've got some pretty awesome content. Uh, some recent work on there. So any one of those three places is great.
To the viewers, you got to go check out their website at buildclearcreek.com. Just fabulous pictures. I guarantee you're going to come up with ideas, things you want to do to remodel your house, or if you had an itch to move into a new home, it's going to put you over the edge. So just beautiful work that you've got on display there. So
I appreciate that.
So Jeff, as we wrap up here today, what are you inspired by today?
I thought about that leading in here. I think I am inspired by anybody who is willing to put themselves in the path of discomfort and to take risk for the sake of growth. And what I mean by that is the growth of themselves and the growth of the people around them. At the end of the day, who we surround ourselves with that's who makes it happen. And it's really about them. And, anybody anybody who's ever been in the position to hire or to train or to answer for a group of people understands this. And it is you're putting yourself out there. So I think about my dad, who ran an excavating business for close to 50 years, almost his entire life. Was always able to manage that and leaned heavy into his own faith, and was always able to remain calm even in some of the toughest days I've ever seen in construction. And but he never stayed comfortable, and he was always growing, and he was always seeing that those around him and under him grew right with him. So in short, the professionals who are out there taking risks every day, that's what inspires me.
Okay. I love that. And that actually is what kind of moves our economy and our country forward. So that's
Absolutely.
great, right? Absolutely. So,
Yep.
so Jeff Kelchner, thank you so much for sharing your story. So many great lessons learned for our viewers to take note of and to put into action as they look to build their teams and build their businesses as well. So thank you for
Well,
joining
thank
us
you.
today. Yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciate you having me.
All right. And our viewers, I hope you took great notes throughout this, some great lessons learned here from Jeff. And again, encourage you to hit the like button on this episode, but also to subscribe so you can receive future messages from other insightful and highly engaged entrepreneurs like you heard from Jeff Kelchner here today. And so with that, we thank you and hope you have a terrific day.